Hello and welcome to another bike packing video. Every month I try and bring out a cinematic bike packing film of my adventures. However, this month's film turned out to be a little bit of a disaster. It didn't go as planned at all. I was supposed to be bike packing on the Isle of Arran. I was supposed to be staying there for 2 nights. I'd booked my trains, booked my ferry across, booked where I was going to stay. Everything was in order. However, it didn't go to plan at all. I got the train from Leeds to Carlisle, which is a beautiful route through the Yorkshire Dales, stunning scenery. I decided to film the landscape, and as you'll see on this next clip, everything pretty much went wrong from there. So I'm travelling along, lovely scenery, looking out the window, hardly anybody on the train, and then this happened. So we'd hit a bull and the whole train juddered. We all thought we'd come off the tracks. It was a massive shunt, and as a result, obviously the train had to stop. Now we stopped in Ribblehead, which is a beautiful part of the Yorkshire Dales, and it's actually where I did my first bikepacking trip this year. If you haven't seen that, there's a link to that if you would like to watch it. But the problem with Ribblehead is it's a really old Victorian railway and there's no phone signal at all. So we've been sat here for probably half an hour now. I think if it gets any longer, I'm going to miss my next train, and then the train after that, then the connection, and then probably also going to miss the last ferry to the Isle of Arran. So I'm going to have a bit of a rethink. I'm just waiting to hear from the conductor what's happening next and take it from there. Not much I can do. So we were told to get off the train, and the next one was supposedly going to be just over half an hour away, but I had a feeling that that wasn't going to happen. I'd seen the bull that we hit. It had literally been wrapped around the back of the train and flung onto the other side of the tracks. And I just had a feeling, it's an old Victorian line, there's only 2 sides to it, and by the time they'd moved that bull, there's going to be loads of delays. The train was damaged that we were on, it was leaking fuel, so I just had a feeling that that wasn't going to be the case. But there was no way of checking because there was no phone signal. It's so remote over there that you can't even get 1 bar to even make a phone call, let alone check train times on the internet. So what did I do about it? I decided to make the most of it. I know the Yorkshire Dales really well, and it is a beautiful part of the world. If I had to be dropped off anywhere, it's a pretty good place to be dropped, to be honest. So the plan was then to ride back as far as I could. I had the idea at first of camping somewhere, maybe in Nidderdale, getting a lovely view of the Yorkshire Dales on the way. Now I'm so glad I did, because when I got home I checked the news report and it said that trains had been cancelled for over 4 hours. So I knew there was no way I was going to make my connections. I had to change at Carlisle to go to Glasgow, and then from Glasgow to Ardrossan, which is the port where you get the ferry. And I knew then I'd missed the ferry. Basically my whole plans were going to be scuppered as a result of this. But I set off, and this is what happened.
Heading back.
Yeah, good luck. Cheers, thank you. You too. Right. Managed to get to Settle and get some 4G so I can reevaluate and hopefully salvage something out of this disaster of bikepacking weekend. So I'm thinking the plan now is to get to Ilkley if I can, and get the train from there potentially.
So when I was in Settle, I actually got a text from the ferry company saying that my chosen ferry had also been cancelled. So I took that as a bit of a sign, to be honest, that everything had gone wrong. I'm so glad I didn't wait for hours to get the train and miss everything. I definitely made the right decision. This trip was obviously not meant to be.
I have ummed and ahed about trying to find a campsite to set up for the night, but to be honest with you, I've just lost motivation. Just try and salvage it and maybe do a cool ride in the Yorkshire Dales, and I think I'll be happy with that. So I've decided to join the Leeds-Liverpool Canal. It's a gravelly surface, no traffic. I'm going to go to Skipton, have a little stop, and then hopefully go on to Ilkley and get the train back.
Right, so I've made it to Skipton and I've had enough really. The traffic is atrocious, there's a market on, so done over 30 miles and made the most of a bad situation. I was really looking forward to going to the Isle of Arran, but it's obviously not to be. So maybe next time. Just goes to show though that whatever situation you come across, you just got to make the most of it. So as you can see, not everything goes to plan. Fortunately, it could have been a lot worse. I had missed my trains and fortunately I could get some of the money back, so it hasn't been a complete waste of time. I was disappointed because I really wanted to go to the Isle of Arran, but worse things have happened and I still managed to make a nice weekend of it. The important lesson to take away is whatever you're faced with, try and make the most out of it and be appreciative of what you've got. So even though that happened, I managed to make a quick film. I hope you enjoy it. Here it is. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. It obviously wasn't the film that I wanted to make, but it'll have to do for this month. If you like this video, if you like this channel, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing. It goes such a long way to helping me, and I'm massively appreciative of that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.